if you're roughly between the ages of 25 to upwards of, let's say, 35, perhaps 40, then this video will hopefully be a massive nostalgia hit for you. It certainly was for me. So before we talk about the thing in the title and thumbnail, let's do a quick backstory of how we came to this very interesting situation. A couple of weeks ago, I went back home to Sydney, Australia. For those of you who don't know, that's where I was born and raised. I went back for about a week because I attended my childhood friend's wedding, and it was an absolutely lovely wedding. Obviously, no vlog footage about it because it's a private matter. I obviously stayed over at my parents' place, and I just happened to, I guess, snoop around at my parents' storage area, which is essentially this, like, under the house area that is full of cobwebs and all sorts of creepy crawlies, and you know, if you know anything about Australia, there's certainly no shortage of creepy crawlies. But as I was dodging and weaving those creepy crawlies, I happened to notice a particular cardboard box way off in the corner, and after struggling with my dad for about 30 minutes to try and get this thing out to see what was inside of it, the moment I opened up this cardboard box, I was hit by, I'm not even gonna say nostalgia hit, I'm gonna say punch to the nostalgia balls. But because I've never opened up a package or anything like that and been this close to crying from happiness. And all of that I managed to pack into this tax and duty-free bag from Sydney, Australia. And inside of this unassuming duty-free bag is just full of things from my childhood, and you know, I wanted to explore that with you guys because you guys seem to really enjoy the nostalgia core videos that I do on this particular channel, aka that CRT behind me. And this whole journey starts off with this thing right here. This is my original Nintendo DS. The OG Nintendo DS. Fucking look at this thing, dude. Legitimately, when I saw this for the first time, I was like literally on the verge of crying because this thing holds so many freaking memories. Oh my god, look at this thing, dude. As you can see, it is absolutely covered head to toe with stickers because even from a young age, I was an absolute sticker fiend. If there was any opportunity for me to stick a sticker on something, then I was gonna stick that freaking sticker on it. And obviously my gaming consoles was also a victim of that. Obviously Nintendo related stuff, you know, you got your Pokemon here, you got your Kirby. I've been a Kirby fan from day one, you can tell that. And we got Pokemon Gales of Force XD, Dark Lugia right there for some reason, which I never actually owned on console until very, very recently with my GameCube back there. And if you guys don't know these particular characters here, and there's also a couple more in the back here, like these guys for instance, these were characters from monthly Koroko Comics, which are the manga magazine that kids would start reading in Japan before they would eventually move on to Shonen Jump. And we also have some Animal Crossing characters there. Brewster's my boy right there. And obviously you can tell from here, I have a lot of, I guess, fucking, what do you even call these? Keychains? Dingly dangly things. Look at that. Just so people knew, this was fucking Joseph's Nintendo DS boy. That's how I saw myself as a child, right there. Just in case this cool, swaggy version of me wasn't enough to let you know that this was mine, I also have another strap here that also has Joseph, because apparently back in whatever year this was, they didn't make straps with Joey on it. Everyone had to be a Joseph. Everyone had to call me by my goddamn legal name. Also, what is this thing? This is a Dialga strap, but what is this, like, rubber foam combo? I've never seen these. And this is my blue stylus right there. If you guys don't know, I believe the original Nintendo DS stylus was like a silver color, but I was a boy, so I went the blue color. I actually remember buying the DS, like, I think it was maybe the week that it had come out. I just so happened to be in Japan, and I was saving up my money for something. I don't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was the DS, but up until that point, I only ever really had a Game Boy Advance, which was the first console that my parents bought for me when I was like 5 or something. Actually, let me look it up. What year did the Nintendo DS come out? The Nintendo DS was released in Japan on December the 2nd, 2004. 21 years ago! Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because 2004, I would have been 10 years old. And I'm 31 now. Fuck. Yeah, I guess it must have been like Christmas time. I was in Japan during Christmas time or something. And I used up my like allowance that I had saved up for at that point, like over a year at least, to buy this thing right here. Now, obviously, I tried turning it on, and obviously the light is not on. So I have a feeling it still works. I just have to make sure that it does. But just, I mean, you can see from the amount of scratches in the middle here and all of the dirt and shit like that. This thing was used to absolute death, and it was. And in fact, not only did I manage to actually find my DS, but I also managed to find pretty much most, if not all, of the Nintendo DS games that I purchased or I got as like Christmas presents and stuff like that. Basically, the Nintendo's DS games I played as a child. I think this isn't all of them because I believe my sister managed to find a bunch of Nintendo DS games that we shared as children, and took some home with her. So this, I guess, is just like kind of the collection that was left over. But let's go through them one by one. Hey, but before that, let me tell you about today's sponsor, Stellar Sora. It's a top-down light action RPG with an innovative and engaging combat told through its fantastic episodic narrative. And of course, Stellar Sora boasts an eclectic cast of adorable characters to choose from. Over here on the Joey Bissinger channel, we love cute things and we love adorable things, and I see absolutely nothing wrong with all of this. As your journey unfolds, the choices you make weave a complex web with the fates of trekkers. Assemble a squad of 3 trekkers, designate main and support roles, and select random perks as you ascend each floor. As the Tyrant, players need to guide their strategies, choose their person, and steer the story. Utilize records from past Monolith runs to tackle diverse gameplay modes, from intense duels with the best trekkers to bullet hells and limitless battles. And of course, let's not forget about Chitose, the new 5-star trekker, an Aqua Vanguard with a blade that can summon flowing currents to deal big damage to whoever stands in her way. All of that and a whole lot more awaits for you in Stellar Sora, so what are you waiting for? If you want to check out the game, then make sure to click the link down in the description below. And don't forget to use my coupon code on screen right now to get yourself a bunch of in-game rewards. You're welcome. A big thank you to Stellar Sora for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back to the show. So the first one we have is Hoshino Kirby Sanjo Dorochudan, which is, I believe, Kirby Squeak Squad, I believe is the English name for it. As I mentioned earlier, and as you hopefully know now, I'm a massive Kirby head to this day. Kirby for life, all the way, gang. And obviously, when it came to the DS as well, I didn't skimp out on Kirby, and luckily the game is still there with the manual as well, full box and everything. I genuinely have no idea how much these would be worth. You know what? Maybe Luke, who is editing this video, can put how much these go for on like Mercari or something on the screen right here, just in case you know, people are curious as to how much my Nintendo DS collection is currently. This game, I'd say, it wasn't my favorite Kirby game. It was obviously a very solid entry in the Kirby franchise. I would say my favorite Kirby game to this day is still Nightmare in Dreamland, but this game was also absolutely fantastic. Definitely recommend if you want a classic. I'm looking at it here right now. This game was released in 2006, so this is almost, by next year this will be a 20-year-old game. That's wild. Oh, let's talk about this game. Yoshi's Island DS. I mean, this is the, if you guys don't know, the DS port of the classic Super Mario Bros. 2 Yoshi's Island game on the Super Nintendo. Now, the reason why I have the DS remake is because on the Super Nintendo, I never actually owned the original Yoshi's Island. I played it when I was a kid because my cousin, my older cousin, had a Super Nintendo, and she had all of the classic Super Nintendo games that I played in my childhood, but I never actually owned it myself. And so when I guess when I heard that they were going to make a DS port, or like a DS version, because, you know, this one you can also play as like Baby DK and Baby Peach and Baby Wario and Baby Bowser and stuff like that. So clearly, you know, the story isn't 100% the same. It's actually quite different, and you know, I actually think it's a really solid entry into the Yoshi's Island franchise. But this one as well, the game is there in Japanese as well as the manual. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game, but obviously, if I had to compare, the original Yoshi's Island for the Super Nintendo was probably a lot better. Oh, great game right here. An absolute classic that I'm sure everybody has played. Pokémon Black. The Generation 5 of Pokemon came out in 2010, 15 years ago. I think, you know, over time, I remember when this game came out, it wasn't necessarily like super highly praised or anything, especially since we had come off the amazing, you know, Gold and Silver, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Platinum, Pearl and Diamond. And so when they released Pokemon Black and White, I remember the craze wasn't as huge, but this game has definitely become a massive fan favorite in the Pokemon community, especially considering that I would say this probably has one of the best stories in a Pokemon game, if you even care about narratives in a Pokemon game. You know, when we're thinking of DS Pokemon games, obviously we also have to mention the generation that came before it, which is Diamond and Pearl. Now, I did buy Diamond and Pearl. I believe I bought Pearl version, my sister bought Diamond version, and I couldn't find it. So I believe my sister might own it. So I'm gonna have to ask her when I go back to her place back in Australia. But I did manage to find my copy of Pokemon Black right there with the manual. I genuinely have no idea how much this would be worth nowadays. I guess the price is on screen right here. But, you know, again, not my favorite Pokemon generation, but definitely a solid one. I would say this is probably the last mainline Pokemon game that I've, like, thoroughly enjoyed from start to finish. After that, in my personal opinion, from around X and Y onwards, either I got too old for Pokemon, or, you know, maybe the childlike wonder disappeared, or I don't know, maybe the quality of the games just dipped. Maybe it's a number of those, but it just wasn't the same after Black and White. I never owned Black 2 and White 2. I never actually played Black 2 and White 2, if you count that as mainline games, but I did play Black, and this was a great game. Oh, speaking of games I played the shit out of in the JRPG realm, Dragon Quest VI. Yeah, Maboroshi no Daichi. Oh, this game was so freaking good. This was actually the first Dragon Quest game that I personally owned. It wasn't the first Dragon Quest game I played. The first Dragon Quest game I played, I believe, was Dragon Quest III on the, was it the NES or the Super Nintendo? I think it was the Super Nintendo, because again, as previously mentioned, my older cousin was a massive fan of the Dragon Quest games and the Final Fantasy games, so I got to play a lot of the classic Dragon Quest games back then. But this one, Dragon Quest VI here, was the first one that I owned. Now, is the best entry in the Dragon Quest franchise? In my personal opinion, no. Is it still a great, fun, classic JRPG experience? 100% yes. If you want to get into that, peep that out. Cartridge. Oh, and there's a Square Enix point card right here. If you go to the member Square Enix site, then you can, this is a point card, I guess, with a serial code. I don't even remember getting this, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh wait, there's something behind here actually. I didn't even notice. Hang on. Oh, yo! Dude. Dragon Quest Monsters Battle Road Legend. I have a feeling this is worth a lot of money. I actually have no idea. Again, Luke can look it up and maybe put it on the screen. Either way, I'm definitely going to hold on to this. I guess even, you know, a 10-year-old me, or however old I was when I bought this game, had the foresight to be like, you know what, I'm not going to touch anything in the box. I'm just going to keep everything as is. Let's throw it back to Pokemon though, and we have the second Mystery Dungeon game with the barcode still attached to it. Now, obviously, as it says here, Chuko, I bought this second hand not that long ago, but this game came out in 2009, and if you don't know, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is basically like roguelike Pokemon, essentially. It's a fantastic game. This is the second one in the franchise. There's Sky and C, I think it is. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But I bought this one because I absolutely played the shit out of the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I believe Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red is what it was called. Or I believe I had Blue. I forgot which one it was. But I enjoyed that game so freaking much that I had to buy the second one in the franchise. And I didn't play this one as much, I would say, as Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red. But, you know, just as good in my opinion, with the addition of the Gen 4 Pokemon as well. As you can see, Shaman is right here. You can play as like Riolu, and you know, you can have Shaman and stuff like that. Bidoof is there as well. This one again has the cartridge with the full set and everything, but again, this is secondhand, so I genuinely don't remember how much I bought this for. I probably bought this a little bit, I would say, near the end of my DS playing days, but yeah, this was also a fantastic game. Oh, this one actually is probably quite relevant in this day and age, especially as of me recording this video, because the new I guess remake version of this game recently came out on the Switch too, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. But I have here Final Fantasy Tactics A2, Fuketsu no Gurimoa. As much as I hear a lot of people talking about them growing up playing Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that, or even Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which is the Game Boy Advance remake of it, I don't really know a whole lot of people who then further went on to play Final Fantasy Tactics A2. And in all honesty, I don't remember buying this game at all. I do remember playing it, and I do remember really thoroughly enjoying it because I enjoyed the original Final Fantasy Tactics so freaking much. This game came out in 2007, geez, so like 3 years into the lifespan of the DS. But yeah, I remember playing this, got the console, right there, console cartridge. Oh, and look at that. Another Square Enix point card. I've got 2 Square Enix point cards now in case anyone wants to shop on the Square Enix store that is probably non-existent or has transferred in the 18 years that it's been around. But yeah, there you go. Final Fantasy Tactics A2. You know what? In all honesty, I'm probably going to try and replay this game after I finish the new Final Fantasy Tactics on the Switch 2, because I genuinely don't fucking even remember playing this game. I probably finished it, but I don't remember playing it. Okay, so we've got 2 more DS games here, and these 2 DS games, I would say I probably put the most amount of collective hours into. I primarily remember playing these 2 DS games in particular, and one more that I unfortunately don't have. But the first game, which I don't unfortunately have the copy of anymore, I believe my sister has it, is Animal Crossing Wild World. Luke, you can put it up on screen right here. I sank so many hours into this game, and this was the game that really sold Animal Crossing to me. So I think my sister has it, but the first one that I do physically have a copy of is a game that I genuinely don't know a lot of people have heard of this game or have played this game, but in my opinion, it is probably the most underrated Nintendo DS game to ever come out. And it's this one right here, Jump Ultimate Stars. If there's anyone watching this video who has played this game, you are officially my best friend, because this game was the absolute shit. So the only way I can describe this game to you is take the best of all of the, as you can see, Shonen Jump characters, you know, you got Goku, you got, let's see, Kinnikuman, you got Gintama, Fist of the North Star, Shaman King, Reborn, you know, Bobobo, the whole works, right? You're Gon there as well, like the whole works, Yugi. Pretty much every like main line and even like quite underground as well picks from the Shonen Jump universe, from, you know, anywhere from, I think it started in like the 80s or the 70s up until the mid 2000s, and you threw them all in, and someone was like, hey, what if we made like a Super Smash Brothers clone with Shonen Jump characters? And that's what this game is. And the coolest part about this game, and what really I think made it work for the Nintendo DS, was the fact that on the top screen, as you can hopefully see here, on the top screen you would have, you know, the battles going on, which could be, you know, anywhere between 2 to like 6, I believe, or 4 players playing at the same time. But on the bottom screen, you could basically create your own, I guess, custom manga page, and each of the panels would be linked to a character or a series, and they would either be characters that you can, like playable characters that you can switch in by tapping that particular character's panel, or there would be more minor characters or non-playable character panels that would activate some type of like special ability. And you could collect these as you play the campaign, and you could customize them in any way you want. So you could basically not only create a tag team of playable characters that you can fight with and switch between, but you could also customize different power-ups. So there was just this infinite possibility of teams that you could create, and you know, battle styles that you could create. And I think, if I remember correctly, I remember maining Luffy, and I think it was Kenshiro, if I remember correctly. Or was it Bobo? I don't remember which one it was, but I don't even want to know how many hours I sunk into this. This game came out in 2006, so not long after the DS came out. And this is a big reason why the mid-2000s Shonen Jump era is such a massive nostalgia hit for me, because not only was I keeping up every single week with Shonen Jump at the time, but also, alongside that, I was playing games like this. It says here there are 41 series that this game involves, and I'm telling you guys, if you own a Nintendo DS, right? If you own a Nintendo DS and you haven't played this game, and you love Shonen Jump and you just love manga or like fighting games in general, if you love Super Smash Bros, that kind of like party games and stuff like that, I highly implore you to play this game. This game is freaking amazing, and I'm so glad that the cartridge is still there and the manual is still here as well. Let me flip through this manual actually. Look at this manual, dude. God damn. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter. Your Nogami Neuro, holy fuck, that's a throwback. Yugi, Dragon Ball. Dude, I'm telling you, this game, JoJo, dude, this game was the shit. This game, I would say, this game and the next game, the last game that I'm going to show you guys, is probably the two main reasons why I really want to make sure that my Nintendo DS is still working. Because I really want to play these games again and get that full nostalgia hit. But the last Nintendo DS game, which again, I probably sank just as many, if not more hours into than Jump Ultimate Stars, is, in my opinion, one of my favorite Pokemon games, or one of my favorite Pokemon remakes of all time. And I really wish the Pokemon Company, I mean, look, as many problems as they have currently, with the whole like ZA rollout and shit like that, that everybody has like endless complaints about. I just really wish that, you know, the Diamond and Pearl remake that they did for the Switch was more akin to this particular game I'm going to show you, because there has been no better remake of a classic mainline Pokemon game than this one. And of course we are talking about Pokemon HeartGold. Now, not only is Gold and Silver, Gen 2, my favorite generation of Pokemon of all time, and you can fight me on that in the comments, I don't care, it is the best one, fight me. But this remake, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, is easily the best thing that the Pokemon Company ever did for us in the 2000s. I mean, not only did they just like remake the game to just have that full nostalgia feeling, but also the whole thing that they added where the first Pokemon in your party would follow you in the main, like in the universe and stuff like that. Like, look, like this shit right here. This shit right here. Oh my god. Oh, and also the fact that the Pokewalker as well. Also, when buying this game, I also went out and had enough allowance to buy myself a Pokewalker as well, which for those of you who don't know is this thing here. It's like a little speedometer kind of thing where you could transfer one of your Pokemon into this Pokewalker, and you would attach it to your like belt or put it in your pocket or something like that, and as you walked in the real world, just like in the game, when you know, put the Pokemon away in the daycare center and you walk around, it increases in levels and it gains experience. And the Pokemon Company at the time thought up of a genius idea where they were like, hey, what if we could do that in a real life? What if we can get kids to like go out and walk around as an excuse to raise their Pokemon? And you know what? I fell right into that trap. I walked like fucking crazy to help train my guys in HeartGold. This game was just absolutely freaking amazing. 2009, yeah, I definitely remember I was like 15, 16 years old with the Pokewalker. You know, I would take that shit to school, and you know what, I'd get bullied for it, but it was fucking worth it. But, oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, the rattling inside of here. Oh, here we go, yeah, so here's my sister's pink stylus right here, and I believe this is the original DS stylus that the game came with. Now, the one thing that is a bit unfortunate about this particular set is that, yes, the cartridge is there, but as you can see, the instruction manual is not here. The game manual does not exist. Instead, we have a manual on the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection for some reason, and a couple of like small little posters and stuff like that, but unfortunately no manual for the actual game, which I think is really going to kind of push the value of this game down, unfortunately. But the actual game is still here, the box is still here, and as long as I can get my DS to work, we might be able to revive and see my save file from like 15 years ago come to life. So those are all of my Nintendo DS games that I managed to find. Now, the biggest thing that I want to share in this particular video, and that I'm quite scared to check out because I haven't tested it yet, is if you saw my Nintendo DS from earlier, and if you know anything about the Nintendo DS, then you would know that not only can you obviously play Nintendo DS games in the top part here, but they did this genius backwards compatibility thing back in the day where you could also play Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color games. And imagine the surprise on my face when I saw what 10-year-old Joey decided to leave inside of the Game Boy cartridge entrance. Do you see that? It is none other than Pokémon Emerald, my original copy of Pokémon Emerald. And now here's a reason why 10-15-year-old me was an absolute fucking giga brain for leaving this in when chucking this into the storage unit. Not only is Pokémon Emerald, again, up there as one of my favorite Pokemon, mainline Pokemon games next to Gold and Silver, but if you guys have no idea about the current landscape of Pokemon games, Pokemon Emerald is, without a shadow of a doubt, the most valuable Pokemon game on the market right now. Like, legitimately, I'm holding a cartridge of a game that is worth more today than it was back then. You know, I've looked around at a lot of like secondhand shops when buying all of my retro games and stuff, and consistently I've been seeing Pokemon Emerald, not even in box, just the cartridge itself, go for like 60-70 bucks in Japan. In box, we're talking upwards of like $200-300. So this game is not only incredibly pricey, but also it is full of, hopefully, a 20-plus-year-old save file of young Joey in it. And, you know, we can't test the Nintendo DS games today because I unfortunately don't have a DS charger at hand, but there is a way that we can test out Game Boy Advance games. Because a couple of weeks ago, I managed to get my hands on this thing. Now, on the surface, it looks like a standard Super Nintendo cartridge, but if you can see right there, and if I open it up, you'll immediately be able to know that this is, in fact, a Game Boy Advance SP that has been reshaped into a Super Famicom. Now, this isn't technically an original Game Boy Advance SP. This is actually a modified Game Boy Advance SP because you're about to see here the screen, although the original Game Boy Advance SP did have a backlight and was one of the first, I believe, handheld consoles to have a backlight, but this one has been fitted instead with an LED screen, so it looks so much better. I'm gonna use this new toy that I recently acquired and this over 20-year-old copy, original copy of Pokemon Emerald to hopefully get a glimpse into 10-year-old Joey's save file. This is really nerve-wracking for me, and there is a chance I will cry in this video. I'm kind of getting teary-eyed just thinking about it, but I haven't tested this out yet. This is a genuine reaction you're about to see on camera. So let's take a step into my childhood, shall we? So let's close this up first. Chuck this in here. All right, here we go. Millennials, you're about to hear the sound of your childhood. Holy shit, I think it's working. Dude! Yo! This is actually crazy, dude. I mean, first of all, it looks awesome. This new LED screen looks freaking amazing. And I remember buying this game. I think I actually didn't buy this game. My grandma bought this game for me on the day it came out. Because I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, the Japanese copy of Pokémon Emerald, which is this one right here, came out on or close to my birthday back in 2004. Oh, shit. Alright, the moment of truth. We need to see if my save file is still alive. Here we go. Okay, it says the battery is dead, so the clock has stopped. So all game activities relating to the in-game clock are not be able to play. Oh my god! Okay, so it says here in Japanese at the top there, it says Shujinko, which is the name of the person, and it says Ellie, which is my sister's name. Because I believe originally I gave this copy of the game to my sister to play. But obviously she had her own copy of the game, which was Ruby, and I kind of took over. And I just kind of continued playing the game as just my sister's name for some reason. But 8 badges, 42.5 hours, which is not a whole lot because I actually maxed out the clock on my Sapphire game, which unfortunately I lost on a camping trip, which is probably one of the biggest regrets of my life. But there's only 108 Pokemon in the decks, so weak shit. I didn't even collect a third of the Pokemon. All right, let's open it up. Where are we? Okay, so we're on a bike in like one of the first couple of this is like one of the first towns. What? Why? Why are we here? Let's see what party we have here. Okay. Interesting. Let's go through it. So we've got a level 40 Golbat that I caught on Champion Road. Okay, not even a Crobat, so that's weak. Oh my god, yeah. So, this was my main, an Exploud, or Bakonga as it's called in Japanese. As you can see, I got this from that tunnel at level 7 when it was still a Whismur. For some reason, I really fucked with Exploud when I was a kid. I don't know why. I thought Exploud was one of the coolest Pokemon ever. But, okay, first of all, what is this fucking moveset here? We've got Stomp. What is that? That's Hyper Beam, Hidden Power, and Rock Smash. Ugh. Competitive Pokemon players are just cringing with that moveset. Golbat has Wing Attack, Ayashi Hikari, what's the move that where you can confuse people? Air Cutter and Kuroi Manazashi. Oh, scary, or Mean Look. Mean Look, okay. Interesting. We've got our main, we've got Swampert, level 78. Not a bad moveset. Okay, not bad at all. We've got a level 23 Psyduck that I caught at the Safari Zone for some reason. Okay, which I guess I was trying to evolve into a Golduck or something. We've got a Pikachu, also caught at the Safari Zone. So I guess I had just finished going to the Safari Zone recently. And we have a level 50 Moltres. Okay. That is just like we've barely used. So that's our team. Let's go to the PC and see what else is in. I feel like you can get a really good read on a person's personality just by looking at the Pokemon in their PC. Let's see. Let's check this out. What do we got in here? Okay, so we have a level 28 Oddish, a Tentacruel called Tenta, level 36. Level 52. A level 52 Wigglytuff. Why? Why? Also, why is it in English? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. It says here, this came from James, which is, for those of you who don't know, which is hopefully all of you watching this video, James was a childhood friend of ours that I used to play a lot of Pokemon with. So I guess all the English ones are from him. Same with Sceptile. This level 75 Sceptile here. Why did he give me a level 75 Sceptile? I guess I like hustled him out of it. Oh, we got a level 61 Jirachi. Oh, and look at this. This one here, it says here it's from Channel, which I believe means that this Jirachi is the legitimate Jirachi that you can get from the Pokemon Channel game on GameCube. There's videos about where this comes from if you're interested about it. I can't be bothered to explain it, but this is a legitimate Jirachi. This is not a hacked-in Jirachi, so that's pretty cool. We've got another level 50 Moltres that I got from Jake. I don't remember having a childhood friend called Jake, so I don't know who this is exactly. Another level 27 Oddish. A level 100 Zapdos that I got from Goz. Oh, Goz. Yeah, he's also a childhood friend of mine. Let's see. We've got a level 54 Pelipper called that is from Ellie, my sister. And we have a level 100 Latios and a level 40 Latias. Alright, that's just box 1. What else do we have? Oh. Well, it seems that someone discovered the Emerald cloning glitch and decided to clone 6 more Moltres. Why? It's not even my favorite legendary bird. And is that it? I guess that's the entire thing. Wow, there you go. That's the entire thing. Okay. Let's, okay, what a weird selection. Let's see the decks. Apparently we have a Bulbasaur somewhere. We've seen a Bulbasaur. And a Squirtle, but not a Charmander. Okay. So we do have the national decks. From what we're seeing. We do have the national decks. We've caught 170 in Hoenn. Oh, no, sorry. We've caught 89 in Hoenn and we've caught 108 in the national. So obviously, still a long way to go. But it's pretty fucking cool that this game still works and my old save file, or me and my sister's old save file, is in this game. That is fucking crazy, dude. That is so wild to me. Oh, man. I have a feeling I'm going to be playing this for quite a while. Yeah, let me just save it here. Man, I remember the simple times, man. As you know, cheesy as that sounds, I do remember the simple times of where I could just, you know, flick this on and off and play a childhood game like this. So there you go. My original copy of Pokemon Emerald, still alive and well, which is absolutely crazy to think that, again, this is a 21-year-old, almost 22-year-old video game from my childhood. So yeah, there you go, guys. That was just a little glimpse into my childhood, my nostalgia, the nostalgia hit. Hopefully, if you were a DS child like I was, hopefully this video was a massive nostalgia hit for you. And you know, if you guys like this video enough, then I might do a video where I try and revive my DS and we can kind of relive my old DS games as well. I think that would be pretty freaking cool. But yeah, I'm just really like happy to be able to add these not only to, like, you know, my vastly growing retro video game collection and stuff like that, but also just be able to show this off to you guys, because this is a very, you know, although it is a personal part of my life that I shared in this video, I think it's also an important one as well. It's always nice to reflect back on your childhood and, you know, share it with people who hopefully also have an interest as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed this and want to see me revive my Nintendo DS next, then leave a like on this video, and thanks for watching. You can subscribe to the channel if you want. If not, I don't care. It's all good. In the meantime, you can go and check out these other videos as well on the channel. They're pretty cool, you know. Obviously, lots of vlogs and stuff like that to come to. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing this Emerald game for a while now. So you know where I will be if you were trying to find me, friends and family. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.